Hello everybody, welcome to our new video. Today we're talking about Lily J. It is, how you call, TikTok, Instagram, how you call this, influencer. Uh, and she is popular for spreading Islam, talking about Islam. She is hypocrite, but okay, we get into that. Uh, we want to just open with Prophet Muhammad, who is obviously false prophet.
Disgusting.
There's
Absolutely
nothing.
disgusting. Vile.
Absolutely, yes. He is disgusting, and everything he says it is lie. And as you see, this is funny image we find, but it very early on, his first encounter with he called Jibril, he called the angel Gabriel, which is clearly demon. Let me read to you.
He's claiming that it's the angel Gabriel, the same one that revealed to the Virgin Mary that she would give birth to the Son of Man. Yet, clearly, from what we are going to read, that is obviously not the case.
Yes. Oh, thank you. So we know in the Biblia and Bible it say that Gabriel come to the Theotokos, the Mother of God, and clearly says, "Do not be afraid." He is very calming presence, very respectful. Now you see how angels supposedly come to Muhammad, and let me read to you. Okay, the angel come to him and ask him to read. Prophet says, "I do not know how to read." The prophet added, "The angel caught me forcefully and pressed me so hard that I could not bear it anymore. Then he then released me and again asked me to read, and I replied, I do not know how to read. Whereupon he caught me again and pressed me a second time till I could bear it no more. He then released me and asked me again to read, but I again replied, I do not know how to read, or what shall I read? Thereupon he caught me for the third time and pressed me and then released me and said, read in the name of your Lord who has created all that exists. In bracket, all that exists, because Quran is impossible to read. It is a mess. But okay. Has created man from a clot. Read, and your Lord is most generous up to that which he knew not. That is 96:15. Then Allah's messenger, peace be upon him, returned with the inspiration, his neck muscles twitching with terror till he entered upon Khadija, his wife, and said, cover me, cover me. They covered him till his fear was over, and then he said, O Khadija, what is wrong with me? Then he told her everything that had happened and said, I fear that something may happen to me. So you see from this, it's very clear. This is no behavior of an angel pressing him down violently. He cannot breathe. When he come back to his wife, he is so terrified. He asks for her to comfort him. He is like little femboy, but it is very clearly not an angel, not angel at all.
Evidently,
so,
yes, absolutely. It's very clearly a revelation from Satan, as we can clearly see.
There is no other option. You see from this, and this is Muslims freely will say this. This is accepted upon all scholars, Muslim believers. Does not matter. This is completely factual. This one specifically. It is narrated by Aisha, his wife, who was much younger than him. I will say. Much.
Let's just keep it. Let's just keep it at
she
that.
played with toys. Okay, when they married, she was still playing with toys. I say
exactly.
that.
Well, she was playing with her dolls. Specifically dolls. No older woman plays with dolls. And after she was playing dolls with her friends, he mounted her. And let's keep it at that.
This is
It's very
it
well
is
known.
disgusting.
And people,
it is horrendous behavior.
They will try to refute it, but it's in the Quran. It's everywhere. It's very
Some
well
try
known.
to say she was 19. What is it? They come with excuse, but what is 19-year-old playing with dolls?
Clearly false. Now let's get into Lily J and her falsehood of, well, everything that she says. Alright guys, we're going to get into the first video about her. There's so much that we could discuss. There's so many blatantly false videos made, blatantly weird claims made. But we could just get into
real Lily J. Okay.
Absolutely.
Let's see.
Well, let's start. We're going to go for over a few today. Let's start off with the first one. Let's see what she has to say.
250 scientific miracles in the Quran. Meanwhile, the media wants us to believe that science and religion are not compatible. How does that work? Did you?
First of all,
Okay.
let's get into the first thing. The Prophet Muhammad believed that the semen was held between the backbone and the ribs. So I don't know what kind of scientific miracle that is, but I believe after he was done mounting children, he felt a back pain, perhaps. So he believed that the semen was held between his backbone and ribs. Clearly, the Quran does not have much scientific miracles. It might have some revelations from fallen angels. You could explain that to us, Ivan.
Yeah, so the demons, they can operate within our world, but not in physical sense, right? So they can be in one place, see something, and immediately go 1 second, like snap of fingers, they go to another. And they can observe things going on in the real world, okay? So if, let's say, Muhammad writes down there is places where salt water and fresh water not is mixing, yes?
And that's in the
well,
Quran, yes.
Easily. Very easily, demon can go and see this, observe, and then come to Muhammad and whisper in his ear when he is already given to prelest. He is already given into prelest, which means he is allowing the demon directly to influence his thoughts and speak to him directly. As we already discussed, he has literal demonic interaction, so it is not beyond to start to listen and get these revelation. It's same with like old woman with crystal ball, but this is a little bit different. But still, he is listening to demons, okay? So already, even in a proper paradigm, it is not shocking to imagine that he could be given this.
Beautifully said. There's no other way to put it. Demons can perceive the world, and they let the satanic prophet Muhammad know all the details of the world.
I will like to say, because he gets the semen very wrong, yes, it is good chance that later on he starts making things up, okay? And that's why he gets many things like semen very wrong. Okay, and this is small point I say, but Lily J clearly make a big mistake here, because look, she says there is 250 scientific miracle in Quran. Yes, that is point one. Point two, the media, she is not going to say what media, where is this coming from, what is the political, religious view of media. She says the media likes to tell you that religion and science are not compatible. Okay, she says this, but she is not going to tell us a single
Source
of these scientific miracles. She is not going to prove her point or justify her claim, but she is just going to assert it. She's going to assert it and expect us to go with it, to just agree. Say, okay, she must be telling the truth because she is making a video. This is a non sequitur. This is false logic.
Exactly, well said, well said. And I just want to say that these are one of the lies that the sheikhs tell the new converts of Islam. Like they say that there is only one Quran and it's unchanged. Actually, 50 years ago it was very well known that there were multiple versions of the Quran. And it wasn't just one, and it was not unchanged. Yet the modern people of Islam have to make up new lies to tell the new converts, to give them at least one good reason to pray that they're stupid enough to believe one of them and fall for the cult, the satanic cult.
Absolutely.
Exactly.
Absolutely. Without lies, Islam dies.
Alright everyone, we're gonna get to the next point she's trying to make. But let's see what she has to say about Islam, defend her satanic religion.
Did you know the Quran starts almost every chapter with God is the most merciful, most compassionate, which equals 114 times, right? Meanwhile, the media wants you to believe that Islam was spread by fear and the sword. But guess what? The word sword is not mentioned once in the Quran. How does that work?
Again, I will make short mention, okay? I want to make short little mention.
Go ahead.
Once again, there is this nebulous media when nobody knows who it is or who is saying this. And she once again brings up, she says 114. Not a single one is mentioned or anything. She just asserts the claim. So it does not matter if it's true or false. She is already presenting information in a very wrong way.
Right, now first, we all know Muhammad was a very well-known warlord. He pillaged, he killed. It may not say in the verse that, oh, he used a sword to do it, But what else did they have at that time to use to pillage? There are many
Yes.
verses, and we'll show you later on. We'll get back to this. Clearly in the verse it shows that he pillaged, took down the defenses and took down the village. And how else would he do that? It may not say the word sword, and I'm not even sure if it says the word sword or not. It probably maybe does, maybe doesn't in the Quran, but that doesn't mean anything. What is really said is that he pillaged in the hadiths. It shows that he pillaged, he killed, he had sex with the wives of people whose family he just killed. Clearly he's using something that was available to him back then. Him and his soldiers who were taking over the villages, they were clearly using some sort of weapon to take over the village. He clearly did not have
he had
a magic
he had
wand.
magic wand. Okay. Yes.
We had the same idea. Or a shotgun, a musket. Clearly not. Do you have any ideas on this? Any thoughts on this, Ivan?
No, absolutely. It is just because you don't say a certain word, it is clearly implied. If I say I stabbed you, or I cut your throat, okay, I'm not telling you that I did it with my fingers, okay? It is obvious. I did with a knife, sword, doesn't matter. Bladed weapon, it is all the same. I am using clearly something I can kill with.
Exactly. Alright everyone, we're going to get into the last video today.
You know, Prophet
Let's go.
Muhammad was a leader and a king in his own right. He was the most handsome, the most sought after, and the most respected and admired.
Oh, do you respect me? No. Alright, he's dead. Next person. Do you respect me? Oh, yeah, of course. Oh, let him live. Let him live.
The rulers of his time had thousands of wives and concubines, yet his marriages were all built on faith, wisdom, and purpose. Do you really think a man of such stature would need to force women to be with him? What do you guys think?
Does a man of such stature need a little girl for a wife?
Aisha clearly was a fetish of his, unfortunately. It's disgusting demonic behavior he learned from the fallen angel. Now, clearly she doesn't read her own books, her own hadiths. Evidently, as we see with Sophia, one of the girls, in the verse it talks about him pillaging the village, taking down the defenses, and then having sex with Sophia because she was well known in the village for being beautiful. Now, tell me this. You go to a village, you kill everybody in her village, you kill her family, and she was a bride, so you kill the husband as well. And then you as the woman will say, oh yes, please make babies with me. I love the fact that you killed my entire village and family. Yes, I would definitely consent and be happy to do that with you after you slaughtered my entire family and entire village. Make it make sense. Obviously not. It was clearly, she had no choice in it. It was, he clearly forced himself upon her. It was absolutely vile behavior.
Disgusting. Absolutely disgusting.
And let us get into the verse in the hadith that will show us this. Alright, as we read here, it says, the Prophet, peace be upon him, came to Khaybar, and when Allah made him victorious, and he conquered the town by breaking the enemy's defense. Clearly, he broke the enemy's defense with something. She brought up the fact that there was no sword mentioned. How else would he break down the defense and take over the village and conquer the village? Clearly not with...
There is also no need. There's no need to mention a small sword when you are talking about entire army attacking this village with his defenseless village.
Exactly. The point is stupid anyway. And the beauty of Sophia bin Huyay was mentioned to him. I can't pronounce the whole name. Was mentioned to him, and her husband had been killed while she was a bride. So they came into the village, and then they killed her family and her husband. And then, as we read later, she got married to the Prophet, the disgusting Prophet. So you're telling me this man that she had sex with, she consented to that after she had experienced all that, after all the killings of her own family and her own husband, as she had been a bride? You think she would consent to that and be very happy to marry the Prophet?
Only consent she could have given was by force, and we know it is not consent, and if it is by force, this is absolutely demon-inspired behavior. This is disgusting.
And what's funny is that one of the nights, the night that she first had sex with Muhammad, he just had sex with her, obviously forced himself on her, because clearly some normal person would not consent to having sex with someone who just killed the whole family. She slept with him in the same room, and one of the Prophet Muhammad's soldiers was confused. Like, you just killed her whole family, and you just slept beside her without a worry in the world. He was afraid that she was going to kill him in the night, so he sat outside the tent the whole night without sleeping a single minute, scared that the woman was going to kill the Prophet Muhammad in his sleep. The Prophet Muhammad clearly isn't smart enough to consider the fact that someone would want to take revenge for that case.
If soldier was waiting outside to protect him, then clearly he did not see any consent in this whole interaction.
Exactly. That's all we have to say. There's not much to say about Lily J.
On her video, she is once again asserting many claims and not once even mentioning what these examples are. So she is expecting you to just trust what she says as the gospel.
Clearly, she does not read her own books and just makes stupid claims, trying to appeal to the people just because she's beautiful. These Muslim men who live in Muslim countries who are sex deprived, you don't even get to see the women. The schools are separating by gender, and those men who are sex deprived see this beautiful white woman making these claims about Islam, saying all this. They only like her and say, "Oh, Alhamdulillah," in the comments just because she's beautiful, and they themselves don't even know the claims that she's talking about. They don't know that it's bullshit. They don't care. They only care the fact that this beautiful white woman is saying that
Exactly. There is two types of people in their audience now. There is the Muslim who is just watching because she is attractive, so she gets many followers because of this. And then the other part is how you call rage bait, where try to get Christians and other religious groups to get angry and to argue in comments because what she is saying is so outrageous. She knows this. It is so outrageous that you are forced to say something about it, and this makes the content appear up on the algorithm, and it suddenly gets everywhere, and she gets many followers. She is playing very smart game here by playing this character, this whatever you want to call this. It is ridiculous. It is disgusting.
People sell their souls for money, fame, and wealth. It's unfortunate when the truth is that Christ is risen. He is the one and true Lord. Pray for her. Pray for the people of Islam. Pray for them to find Christ. Anything else to say,
Said,
Ivan?
yes, absolutely. Well, thank you for watching video, for getting through the entire video. This is early part of our channel. We are starting fresh, how you call. So please share video if you find it. Comment, subscribe, do whatever you wish to help us potentially get our voice out to more people. Thank you.
Mango Men out.